All right, y'all. Good evening. Welcome back to the Big Four Sports Podcast. Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. You already know what it is. Back in the office as usual. Office is looking much cleaner because, I just did the office tour. That'll be out on my Instagram. Go check it out. But yeah, that's actually still getting processed. So Georgia is just a good team. The Georgia Bulldogs are a completely just better team than everybody else. Why they're ranked number one. I thought that we might actually lose to Ole Miss. That's just how, sometimes I'm like, oh, dude, Georgia's not what they're used to be. Maybe they'll actually, lose. Which we've never heard of losing because we've won 26 straight. And we play Tennessee this week, which is actually going to be a hard matchup. But I think it's going to be in Tennessee, but I still think we should have no problem with it. We beat Ole Miss 52-17. Lane Kiffin is absolutely nothing to us. Lane Kiffin's still a great coach, but he's just nothing against us. So yeah, I just did my office tour over on Instagram. Go check it out. But yeah, today, boys, we're gonna do the usual slate. We're gonna talk about Celtics and Bruins. And then we're gonna talk about football for a little bit. We're gonna talk about the Pats game, then we're gonna just talk about other stuff. Usual slate. Let's go get it. All right, where do I start? All right. Let's start it off with the Bruins this time. We've been doing the Celtics. Let's start it off a lot. All right. Yeah, that was the Bruins last night. All right, my clip at the time of this recording has been processed. So there were not a lot of Bruins games this week. From just what I'm seeing, there was only 3 games this week. Maybe there was 2. I know last night we beat the hell out of the Sabres. 3 first period goals, 2 second period goals. It was 5-0 in the second. You know it's over. I'm not going to start with that game. I'm actually going to start with this game right here. What was that voice crack, dude? Bruins are just they're. How are you going to stop them? The division games have been our losses. That's our that's our thing. Is losing those division games. We got to clean that up. But we took the easy win while we had it. The Sabres aren't actually a bad team. Sebastian Aho, which is not the usual Sebastian Aho's on the Hurricanes, but Matt Barzal assist. Noah Dobson had an assist. Simon Holmstrom and then Brock Nelson both had goals. I feel like the Islanders have been cooked for a while, but I didn't think they were this cooked. This game sucked. That's just all I have to say. This game sucked. This game was, oh my god, I was gonna puke. I don't agree. However, I hated this game. I'm not mad about it because I knew that the Bruins got absolutely screwed over. That goal that got called back in the third period, we got screwed over. That's all that I have to say. We got screwed over. That should not have been goaltending interference. He barely touched him. That was complete BS. This game should be this game should realistically be 3-3, and then it probably goes to a shootout. Actually, no, maybe we win 3-2 because with how the defense was, Canadians won it in overtime, so we probably won it 3-2. I'm not mad about this game. But yeah, looking at it though, Brad Marchand had a goal and an assist. McAvoy had an assist. Pasta had an assist. Zacha had a goal. Pavel Zacha seemed to step his game up a lot, and then James Van Riemsdyk had an assist. Yeah, just everybody's playing good. I'm not mad about this game at all. Yes, we should not have let up those 2 goals 15 seconds apart in the third period, but it's hockey. So David Pastrnak had a goal and 2 assists. His goal was typical David Pastrnak. Sets up in his office and just fires just He sets up in his office like I'm set up in my office right now, and he's just waiting for that one-time slap shot. Charlie McAvoy had 2 assists, Pavel Zacha had 2 assists, Brandon Carlo and Danton Heinen each had goals. Hampus Lindholm, first goal of the season, dude. I've been waiting for this guy to go because he's been like really slept on in fantasy drafts. And if you're still drafting in fantasy, go get Hampus Lindholm. Like he's I actually thought this guy was going to get off like a hot start. He was going to be a great defenseman that would rack up a lot of hits and just rack up like a point a night. And I'm like, dude, he hasn't recorded an assist. He's played he hasn't recorded a point yet. I've recorded a point and I've only played. Well, actually, I've recorded like 6 points or whatever, and 6 games in to my season. Actually, no, I'm 5 games in. But yeah, Hampus Lindholm got his first goal of the season. Brad Marchand and Matthew Portros each had assists. Oscar Steen had a goal. And yeah, that was really it. Linus Ullmark shot it down for us, so that's good. He gave up some garbage time goals, so I'm not worried about it. Oh my god, the Bruins play next Saturday? Like, bro, Buffalo is not that far. That's complete dog crap. I hate that. So yeah, Bruins play next Saturday, and then they play Monday, and then dude, we're not gonna have much Bruins hockey to talk about next week, which is already bad because the Pats are gonna be on bye. So like, yeah, we're not off to a good start so far. Okay, let's go. All right, Bruins play tonight in Philly. Dude, we got to redeem ourselves. Last time we played in Philly, we sucked. All right, let's look. Let's just get it back from the top. We ended off with this game right here. I remember I recorded it Friday. So, Nets at Celtics. The Celtics were in complete control this whole game. This was undisputed. The Celtics were going to win this game all the way. I don't think the Nets had a single lead like this whole game. This is just a complete domination by the Celtics. I know we technically only won by like 14, but this felt like 1,000,000-0 the whole game. It was just one of those types of games. Like really dominated the first half. I will admit defense really wasn't that great this game, but we still got up 107, which is not that bad in modern day basketball. All right, so looking at it, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown combined for 28 plus 23, 51, I think. I think it's 51. Yeah, it's 51. Porzingis had 9. This is probably his worst game of the year. And he really didn't do that good, but he locked it down defensively, so it's all good. Drew Holiday had 13, Derek White had 11, Peyton Pritchard had 13, Sam Hauser had 15, Cornette had 7, and then O'Shea Brissett's got to step it up. Like I'm a fan of O'Shea Brissett. I thought he was gonna be a nice pickup. Dude, he sucked. And I don't see Al Horford because I just don't think he played. I think O'Shea Brissett's got to step it up. He's also on limited minutes, like limited minutes, not unlimited minutes, limited minutes. So like, yeah, that may be part of it, but like his minutes has dropped. I'm not surprised. Dude, that guy's got to step it up. Okay, so Jason Tatum and then Jaylen Brown. Tatum went for 27. Jaylen Brown went for 29. Porzingis went for 21. That's solid. Drew Holiday went for 8. Derek White went for 4. Al Horford went for 7. Apparently he played. Oh yeah, also, if y'all were wondering, 59 is my hockey number. Which is my chain right now. And then Peyton Pritchard had 7. Sam Hauser had 12. Luke Cornette had 2. O'Shea Brissett only got 5. Yeah. I don't really. O'Shea Brissett's just becoming a waste of space. I heard this game apparently was like really close, and then it was just not close. Like a blowout type, not close because we won by Seems like 16. Yeah, 16. So looking at the Celtics, Jason Tatum went off for 35, 7 and 6. Jaylen Brown went for 22. Porzingis continues to have a great season. Kristaps Porzingis, that is. Drew Holiday had 14. Derek White had 3. Yeah. Derek White had 3 points. Al Horford had 2 points. Sam Hauser had 12. Peyton Pritchard had 5. Seems like O'Shea Brissett didn't play this game. But yeah, 9-2 Celtics, and they play tonight in Philly. So I honestly don't know how this game is gonna go, but yeah, this is really what we're rolling with. Another really good week out of the Celtics. Like just blowout wins across the board. They've been consistently putting up in like the 100, like the one teens, if you know what I mean by that. Like 113, 117, 114, like stuff like that. So yes, the Celtics are playing amazing basketball, and you really just love to see it. So let's move to New England Patriots football. I'm going to start this game. I'm going to start this actually off with saying that I only watched the first half because I had to go to a hockey game in Oyster River, New Hampshire. We ended up winning it, but dude, the Pats have just been miserable. Like they've had actually 2 good games this year. They had a good game week 1 against Philly. You didn't win it, but Philly's just an absolute powerhouse. And you still played good, like you still came close to winning it. And then the game against the Bills. So apparently Mac Jones actually, like, there's been so much speculation. This has really been drowned in speculation. The fact that, like, did Mac Jones actually get benched because he sucked? Because apparently Mac Jones threw such a horrible interception. It was like, it was like off his back foot into triple coverage. He completely underthrew Mike Gesicki, who would have had a touchdown if Mac Jones like hucked it, but he really didn't. So yeah, that's really all I heard. But there's also been people saying that like, oh, he went for X-rays at the time of his, thing. This has been drowned in speculation. I haven't really done my own research, but from what I think it is, I feel like yes, he did actually go for X-rays, and yes, there was like there was video evidence of him going for X-rays, but we don't know if that was during the game or after the game. This may have been this also may have been something to cool the heat down of, oh yeah, Mac Jones was playing like absolute dog crap. Like maybe this was actually taking off the heat. Like this was just to take off the heat of Mac Jones playing garbage. So maybe that's the case. Like I don't really know. I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole of research tomorrow probably and figure it out, which is my favorite quote now. Figure it out. But yes, Pats lose 10-6. Absolutely embarrassing. I'm starting to have a problem now, and it's the fact that whenever the Pats win or lose a game, David Andrews, who's our center and our best offensive lineman on the team, is the first guy to go up to the podium and say something to the media. Why isn't it your quarterback? Maybe because Mac Jones really just isn't a good leader. Like that's really all I have to say. I think the Pats may get like a top 3 pick. It's either going to be Drake May or Quinn Ewers. I would much rather have Quinn Ewers, but Drake May isn't a bad option either. So, where do we go from here? I'm still going to the Pats game in, December 3rd against the Chargers. I'm going to see Justin Herbert play, and I'm excited about it. But the season's a wash. The Pats have just been such a miserable team. Like I said, they've only had 2 really good games. And honestly, with the Mac Jones situation, I truly think it might be researchless, okay, like without any research, I think it's just to take some of the heat off how bad Mac Jones played. I was like, oh yeah, he just got X-rays, which he did get X-rays. Like I've seen the video evidence of him getting X-rays. Like I saw the video for myself, but that is most likely after the game, and maybe he didn't actually need X-rays. They're just doing it because they wanted to prove like, oh, see, we're like he actually needed X-rays, so like that he got injured, and that's why they brought in Zappy. So I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole of research and figure it out. Oh yeah, and then by the way, so in between this and what's it called predicting the NFL Week 11, where Rob Gronkowski actually had something to say about like like the Pats lost to the Saints earlier this year, and like it's time to move on from Mac Jones. So I want to react to it on here, and so like let's just look at we're gonna go through some stats here. My bad, like I'm not talking all that much. So looking at the box score, Mac Jones 15 of 21, 70, no touchdowns and a pick, and Bailey Zappi came in for we really don't know what until I do research. 3 for 7, 25 and a pick. Ramondre Stevenson, 20 carries for 88 yards. Zeke Elliott, 13 carries for 54 yards. And then Demario Douglas, 6 for 84. Zeke Elliott, 2 for 34. Mike Gesicki, 2 for 22. Hunter Henry, 3 receptions for 21 yards. Ramondre Stevenson, 3 for 14. And then, yeah, that was really that. And then looking at defense, Miles Bryant ended up getting a pick. Good on him. And yeah, there was really nothing else to see. Apparently, what the hell? I'm looking at defense and I see Farrell Brown and Cole Strange. That might be special teams, actually. Yeah, that's very interesting. And then we'll look at the Colts, because why not? Minshew, 18 of 28, 194 yards, no touchdowns, and a pick. Jonathan Taylor, 13 for 69, nice, and a touchdown. And Michael Pittman, 8 for 84. Josh Downs, 2 for 40. Isaiah McKenzie, 4 for 31. Alec Pierce, 1 for 21. Will Mallory, I think that's how you say it, 1 for 7. And then defense, Zaire Franklin with 12 tackles. That's a hell of a day. Kenny Moore also had a pretty good game. Deo, I don't know how you say his name, but I know his first name's Deo. He got 3 sacks. Good on him. And Julian Blackman had the interception. And then Rodney Thomas apparently had a pick on Bailey Zappi. I think. But yeah, that's how it stacks up. Like, you can't blame Mac Jones. You can't blame Mac Jones, truly. Because really a lot of stuff has happened to him. He's never been thrown in the right situation. Like Gronk said, he has absolutely no weapons to throw to. Yes, he is Demario Douglas, who I think can actually be a great receiver in this league. He's a 6th-round rookie. Not to rip on 6th-round rookies, but he's truly not the guy you go out and expect to be a number 1 receiver, a 6th-round rookie. But like, and then you have like the fact that Mac Jones is on his 3rd offensive coordinator in 3 years. Tom Brady had Josh McDaniels his whole career. He was good. He was just living. Same guy for the same 20 years. Actually, he didn't have Josh McDaniels his whole career, but he had him for a majority of his career. So yeah, that was he's on his 3rd offensive coordinator in 3 years, 3 different systems. That's never easy for a QB. And Bill O'Brien's still figuring it out as well. So everybody's really still figuring it out. I think it's too late to figure it out because we're 2-8 right now and nothing looks good. And another thing I wanted to bring up is his offensive line. Dude, other than David Andrews, that offensive line sucks. Vidarian Lowe should not be out there starting every day. There's a lot of guys out there that are 3s and 4s at their position on other teams. That's really all I had to say. The Pats' offensive line has been so underwhelming, and as we can't protect Mac Jones, which means he has to make quick decisions and throws intercept. I know his decision making has been horrible this year, which is why he is second in interceptions this year. But he also is being rushed because his offensive line really can't he's been having to get the ball out in 1.5 seconds, which is usually the quickest by a quarterback in the whole league because he has to, or else he's going to get absolutely drilled. So we really can't blame Mac Jones for this dumpster fire season. But let's get to NFL Week 11. Last week was a dumpster fire week. I only went 8-6, bringing my record. So if I was 81-55 the previous week, I'm now 89-61. Dude, that's solid. This week is, like I say, every week's tough. I mean it this time. This week is going to be really tough. This week is going to suck. This week is absolutely going to suck. Let's start it off, though, with Thursday Night Football. Bengals at the Ravens. I'm actually going to take the Bengals in an upset. Both teams lost last week. Both teams are going to be looking to pull their head out of their ass and start playing better football. But I just trust the Bengals more to split against the Ravens. The Ravens are due for a trap game. They already fell into the trap game last week. Maybe they won't fall into the trap game, but I still think that the Bengals get this one in an upset. Up next, Steelers at the Browns. Yeah, the Browns should have no problem with this. I know the Steelers are actually solid. Currently they're 6-3, but they're getting carried by their defense, and the Browns' defense is so much better. They should realistically have no problem starting down Kenny Pickett and Matt Canada. I should be playing the South Park song right now, "Blame Canada," because that's just so accurate when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. "Blame Canada," song from South Park. But yes, I think the Browns win it. All right, up next we have the Raiders at the Dolphins. The Dolphins beat easy teams, and I think that doesn't change. I know that Antonio Pierce has completely brought a new mindset, and I think this game will actually be pretty close. But I trust the Dolphins so much more than Antonio Pierce. Not to rip on Antonio Pierce because he's been fantastic. So far, bringing a completely new culture to this team and giving them life again. They've won 2 straight, and they may sneak into the playoffs. That sounds so crazy, but the Raiders may legit sneak into the playoffs. If they have an easy road, down the stretch, I know they have to play the Chiefs one more time, and they have to play the Broncos one more time, but they shouldn't have a problem with that. Yes, they'll probably lose to the Chiefs, but the Raiders may legit sneak into the playoffs with how good they've been playing. If they keep it up, they may sneak into the playoffs. But I'm going to pick the Dolphins in this one over the Raiders. Bears at the Lions. I think the Lions should win this one, no problem. Lions ended up the shootout last week against the Chargers. That game was great. It wasn't in our area, so we couldn't get it. We had to watch the stupid Cowboys again. I'm tired of those bums. It's always America's game of the week. Dude, more like Cowboys game of the week. Good Lord. But yeah, I got the Lions winning this one over the Bears. Up next, we have the Titans at the Jags. Dude, the Jags got to pull their head out of their ass. They looked horrible against San Fran. Dude, they look awful. I don't care if your stadium was infested with 49ers fans. You guys still played y'all still played putrid. You only put up 3 points and lost by 31. So yeah, Titans at the Jags. I'm gonna go with the Jags to pull their head out of their ass, while the Titans just continue to look mid. I still think Will Levis is gonna have a solid end of the year. Chargers at the Packers. The Chargers should have no problem with this game. I know the Packers defense is actually the Packers defense. It's on paper it's great. This year hasn't been good this year, but Either way, I still think that the Chargers take this one over the Packers. Up next, we have the Cardinals at the Texans. Cardinals coming off a win. Good for them. They upset the Falcons, which is the Falcons are the most untrustworthy team on this list. On the list of NFL teams, on the wheel of NFL teams, the Falcons are the most untrustworthy. But yes, the Texans pulled off an upset in Cincy against one of the hottest teams in the league. In Cincy. Dude, CJ Stroud is a legit MVP candidate. My dad doesn't want to believe it. My dad doesn't want to believe that the Texans are legit. But I keep telling him, like, dude, CJ Stroud's playing like an MVP. The numbers don't lie. And he's like, dude, no, he's not. Like, he just doesn't want to admit it because he knows that he was wrong about CJ Stroud. He said he was going to be a bust. Like my dad actually said that, like, he was so out on CJ Stroud. And he was all in on Bryce Young. Yet he was out on CJ Stroud. So yeah, good on my dad for just screwing up another take as usual. But yes, I think the Texans should have no problem with this. Cowboys at the Panthers. Dude, remember when we were all like, dude, the backup QB, like, remember the game against the Cardinals where the Cowboys were like so highly favored, like 36-3 blowout, 40-0, all that stuff. The team's gonna bring in their backup QB, all that stuff. Dude, that may happen, and the Cowboys may fall into the trap, but I don't think they do. As much as I want to pick the Panthers, I still said they're gonna go with the Cowboys for the sake of me not buying a Josh Allen jersey. All right, Giants at Commanders. The matchup of just mid, except for the Giants because they just suck. They've been worse than the Pats, which is kind of hard to believe. I'm actually going to pick the Commanders because, well, the Giants just Tommy DeVito, like, why are the Giants not letting Tommy DeVito throw the football? They always got to hand it to Barkley, which is why you got to get Barkley in fantasy. If you already have him, that's nice, but try to pick up a trade because they don't throw the football. Commanders win 40-0. Why not? Bucks at the 49ers. Look, if y'all remember last year, then, like, you should know how this game's going to go. 49ers should have absolutely no problem with this game. Jets at the Bills. Dude, I think I'm actually going to go with the Jets. I think the Jets are going to pull their head out of their ass after a lousy game in Las Vegas. And the Bills just fired Ken Dorsey, so we'll see what happens there. And the Bills look like trash. They just lost to the Broncos. Just fired their OC. Josh Allen leads the league in interceptions now. Where do you go? I think where the Bills go from here is if they don't make the playoffs, or if they do make the playoffs and they go one and done, which is probably going to happen. Then like if the Bills go one and done, or if they don't make the playoffs, and then let's just say they keep everybody, they run it back one more time with the same roster, and then maybe there's like a couple free agents that come over, like a couple of good free agents, and then by next year, if you're like doing horrible to trade deadline, you're like, just below 500 in any way, there's going to be a fire sale next season if that's the case. Like, if the Bills aren't going to have a fire sale this offseason, which I don't think they will, they're going to run it back next year. And if they're like below 500, if they're absolutely horrible, coaching's gone. Like, something's got to change in Buffalo, which they already made the change of Ken Dorsey. But I think something else just still has to change. And like I said, if they're not good next year, dude, there's going to be an absolute fire sale. Stephon Diggs is probably gone. I don't know about Josh Allen, but like Gabe Davis is gone. Like Matt Milano's probably gone. Trey White's probably gone. Absolute fire sale will be going down in Buffalo if they're not good by next year's trade deadline. All right, we got the Seahawks at the Rams. I got the Seahawks winning this one, and the Seahawks. This game I feel like is like it should be a blowout, yet it's still going to be close because it's a division game. Seahawks win. Vikings at the Broncos. Dude, Vikings should have no problem with this one. I know the Broncos just beat the Bills. They bounced back. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos won this game. But I trust the Vikings so much more. Best Monday night game of the year so far. Eagles at the Chiefs. I'm actually going to run with the Eagles in an upset. I already know the refs are going to give it to the Chiefs, but we're still going to pick the Eagles anyway. This is going to be a hell of a matchup. It deserves to be on Monday Night Football. And yeah, that's going to do it for this one. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Make sure you go check out my Instagram for my office tour, and that'll do it. All right, peace.